Welcome to the first ever episode of the Oncast. In this video, we're going to be talking about the importance of having a why. You're joined with me, Junius Ong. I'm a medical student currently on a gap year. Also, my dad, Mr. Ong, who's a maths teacher, will occasionally join us as well. He's currently just painting his fence right now, so we'll leave him to it. And the name, the Oncast, chosen by Daniel, so thank you very much. And in this video, we're going to be talking about your why and the importance of having a why and how you can use your why to help you get more done. Now, the biggest question that I get asked in medical school is, Junius, how do you get so much done? You do so many things. Like, how can you balance all those things on top of medical school? And even medical students ask me this, and they're obviously highly productive students themselves. So I think the answer to that is having a why. A reason to do it. A reason that's bigger than yourself a lot of the time. So I'll explain to you this whole idea of having a why and the importance of it and how I use it to get more done. And in this video, I'm going to cover a few topics. I'm going to reflect on my own accomplishments. I'm going to share with you a couple of quotes. I'm going to share with you what I believe is the strongest why. And then I'm going to give you a default why if you can't think of a why. So reflecting on my own accomplishments, right? I feel like when I really felt as though I had to pull it off, I had a big reason to do it. There was a deep connection, something personal with the goal, with the outcome, with the effects of the outcome. Then I feel like I pulled it off. It would be nice if I got that. No, it wasn't that. It was, I had to do that. I need to do this. There's a calling, something inside of me that tells me I need to pull this off for the sake of humanity almost. So when it's at that level, I feel like it doesn't matter what obstacle comes in your way, you'll get it done. I'm going to share with you an example of a why throughout high school. I don't think this is the best why, and I'll explain why later. So many whys. But in high school, I felt as though I needed that $20,000 top achiever scholarship. Therefore, I did so much in high school, concert band section leader, Premier basketball squad, senior A badminton captain, played badminton for the regions for under 19 and men's, established a peer tutoring program at my school, did 6 university papers, prefect, student rep on the board of the trustees, whatever, right? Whatever, so many things I did in high school. I felt that I needed that $20,000 scholarship because that would set me up for pre-med, so that would allow me to focus on my grades and not finances. So I really wanted that scholarship. I felt I had to. And when there's that feeling of, oh, okay, there's a reason why I need to study or do so much extracurriculars, then I felt as though it didn't feel hard. It felt like natural. It felt normal because there was a bigger meaning behind it all. Now, I don't think this is the strongest why, and I'll explain to you soon. But before that, I'm going to give you a couple of quotes that may help you understand this idea better. So Friedrich Nietzsche said, "He who has a why can bear almost anyhow." And then, who's this? Chris Williamson, podcast host, said, "Give a man a purpose and the ability to achieve it, and he will crawl over broken glass with a smile," which is completely true, right? When you have a purpose in life, when you feel like there's something bigger than you, you'll get it done. So the reason why I don't think my why of getting the scholarship was the strongest why was that it was quite like a selfish why, right? There was a reason why I needed it, but it was more, okay, I need to sort myself out first. I need to sort me out. It's individual, right? It was just me. However, I feel like the strongest whys involve other people, which leads me to my next point, the strongest why. So I've been helping medical students get into pre-med students get into med school, right? And they have to go through an interview process. So people don't really ask the question, why medicine directly? However, people will kind of steer in that direction through follow-up questions in the med school interview. So I always make sure people have a good answer for why medicine. And I feel like when I ask people why medicine, the best answers are always some sort of personal anecdote, and it's usually they experienced a health condition themselves and that was super painful for them, or their family member experienced some sort of health condition and it was super painful for them to observe that. and they don't want anyone else to go through what they have gone through. Right, so that's very important. When you feel a significant amount of pain in whatever area of life that you face, and that pain really cuts you deep to the core and you experience a great amount of suffering, then it's unlikely that you want that suffering for anyone else to experience. You want to alleviate that suffering for the rest of the world. Therefore, when the pre-med student sees their family endure such great pain from their medical condition, or when they themselves endure such great pain, then they don't want anyone else to endure that same pain. Therefore, they become a doctor, or they want to become a doctor to then alleviate that, so that other people who go through that exact same chapter could feel less suffering. When you experience a great amount of pain and you want to alleviate other people's suffering because you experience so much pain, I feel like that's the strongest why. When you go through pain, so other people don't have to go through that same chapter as painfully as you did, I feel like that's the strongest why. So when I was getting the scholarship, it was more selfish, and it wasn't to alleviate the collective suffering of the world. It was just alleviating my own financial struggles, which is completely fine. But I feel like the strongest whys usually involve other people. And if you can imagine all the most painful situations that you've gone through, and if you have gone through the fire and have found a solution for yourself, I feel like if you can then alleviate that suffering for everyone, I feel like that's the greatest why. So if you want to figure out what you want to do in this world, I feel like that's a very good framework to start thinking about what you're actually passionate about. All right, so moving on to the default why. So if I was younger and someone told me, okay, think of a situation where you endured the most pain, I probably couldn't give you one because I didn't go through that much, I don't think. It wasn't like a sudden event. It wasn't a like, boom, someone got sick, boom, I want to alleviate that. It was a bit more subtle, my pains growing up. Like, sure, I got injured as well. I feel like that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do medicine, and that caused a lot of mental pain. But anyways, I feel like if I was younger and I haven't gone through any significant amount of pain, my default why is to become the best version of myself, because when I am the best version of myself, then I have the ability to help more people. The reason why I can make TikToks and talk about NCA and people listen to it is because I got the NCA grades myself. The reason why my friends who are gym bros, my gym bro friends, the reason why they can give advice about going to the gym is because they have attained the physique themselves. The moment you accomplish something for yourself, people will ask you for help and you inspire people to get that outcome for themselves. It's just like the 4-minute mile, right? No one thought running a 4-minute mile was possible, and then someone did it. And if the story stopped there, you just think that runner was a very great runner, superhuman. But it wasn't the case. Once he ran that 4-minute mile, a lot of other people broke the 4-minute mile. So when you pull it off for yourself, when you do the task for yourself, and no one has done it before, everyone else believes it's possible, you're an inspiration for everyone else. I feel like also going back to the $20,000 scholarship thing. At my school, before me, there was no one I could look up to who got that $20,000 scholarship. I didn't know anyone. But then when me and my friend got that scholarship, all the years below us, boom, scholarship, 4 scholarships, 5 scholarships. Before our time, it wasn't heard of. I didn't know of anyone. So once you break that 4-minute mile, whatever it is, then I feel like everyone else would start believing it's possible, and then they too will accomplish it. So that's my default why. Be the best version of myself so other people know it's possible, and you can be an inspiration and you can help other people out. So that is my rant for today. Your why, super important. So reflecting upon my accomplishments, having a why, a reason why I needed to pull it off, and feeling as though I had to was what got the job done for me. 2 amazing quotes. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow, from Friedrich Nietzsche, and give a man a purpose and the ability to achieve it, and he will crawl over broken glass with a smile, Chris Williamson. The strongest why often involves your greatest amount of pain, a time period or a situation where you endured the greatest amount of pain and you had to alleviate that suffering for yourself. And then you can help other people go through the exact same chapter and lessen their suffering. And I feel like the default why is to just become the best version of yourself, because then you'll be an inspiration and you have the ability to help more people. Thanks for watching. If you have any topics or any pieces of feedback, let me know. I feel like I stumbled across my words a few times, but I feel like that's just part of the process. We'll get better over time. So thanks for watching. Thanks again, Daniel, for giving us the name, The Ongcast. Hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video where I'll probably have Mr. Ong. So thanks for watching. See you soon.